My speaker will be attempting his first speech, the Icebreaker, and his objectives are to begin speaking before the audience, to discover speaking skills you already have, and skills that need some attention. My speaker will be speaking for 4 to 6 minutes, so please take note of that timer. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nella. Now, to introduce my first speaker, a proudly registered new member, keen on learning the full potential of the Toastmasters, I introduce you a man who I've known for quite a while, a man who is a technical wizard. He can do anything with a computer, apparently. So if you have any problems, you know who to call. So I'd like to introduce the man who rhymes with bubbles, Mohammed Babbili, to do his first Icebreaker speech.
Good evening, everyone. My dear Toastmasters, my dear guests. It's my first speech today. I don't know what to talk about at the start, but I thought it's good to share my story, my life story with you. So that will be the title of my speech, my life. So I was born in Saudi Arabia in the 20th of February 1990. Then I started my life. I went to school, and it was hard for me at the start to for me. I'm from Syria, and I was raised in Saudi. I went to school where all my friends were from Saudi Arabia. It was hard for me to make friends. It was very hard. I did my best. I could have some friends. And then I moved to another school. I found a lot of friends from all different nationalities. So I could then make a lot of friends. I found it hard to start to learn English language. It was the hardest thing to do in my life. I remember my dad brought me a lot of private teachers. They used to do their best in teaching me, but that didn't help me. And then I remember I started really learning English when I started watching movies and with their English subtitles in them. I used by that I was getting the language like a child, because it was in Arabic and I was raised. I learned Arabic and I could gain the language. I'm going to share some funny things in my life that happened. I had a teacher who used to raise students when he wants to punish them from their ears. So I remember once he was raising me from my both ears. That was in the 5th grade. Then after that, in the 7th to 8th grade, I remember, my life was very normal. I have a friend who was obsessed with games, and he was told me, "Do you watch Japanese drama?" I said, "No, I don't watch." Then he gave me Japanese drama that day. I watched it, I found it different than other dramas. I used to watch Arabic dramas, and I found it it actually has a goal. It teaches a lot of things. It has, they teach you a lesson in every episode. So I started really knowing Japanese culture from that time. I remember also, I became a gamer like him. So I started playing some games. And then I found out all games are made, almost every game, Japan has some part of making it. So then I was saying to myself, I think I should know more about Japanese culture. And then that started when I just started learning. That was in the 11th grade. I started learning Japanese language by myself. And in university, my English was actually very normal. It was even like the average or lower. And I started learning Japanese in a course that time, and I had some point I reached. My Japanese was better than my English. From how bad my English was for a university student. And then after that, I moved from Syria to Bahrain, because I studied my first year in Syria university, and by that, by having a lot of friends who speak English, I could speak English better than before. And I dedicated myself after that to learn English and learn Japanese also, and to live one day in Japan. Thank you very much.